2024 is here. And so if you're one of those people that you create your goals, then comes about January, February, maybe end of the quarter of the new year, when you're like, nah, well, I don't feel like doing this anymore. Well, you're probably not the only one. I used to do that. But in 2023, or at the beginning of 2023, I was coached actually to set up the goals according to a process that I will share with you in this video. Also, in this video, I am going to share with you what I've actually learned in 2023 that helped me, and hopefully it will help you. My name is Fabio Boulle. I have 15 years in the financial industry, and I make these videos to help individuals grow their finances and understand how the personal financial situation works. So if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and to like if you enjoy the content, obviously, and share it with someone that you think this is actually valuable. So in 2023, I actually made quite a few commitments in terms of time, in terms of resources and money. And one of them was actually to hire someone that helped me get more focus in my life, specifically on areas so that I can then potentially go into the entrepreneurial route. First of all, on when you do your own goals. A lot of the times what I found is like after a couple of months into the year, I would just forget about them because I thought, wow, this is actually like, I'm actually not going to make any. I'm actually not going to achieve any of these goals because this seems so far out. It's like, forget about it. They're just too far, and I'll just leave them, and that's it. So last year, I've met someone through a family member, and I've enrolled in coaching. And what was actually one of the exercises before even creating a goal, I was asked to list 10 to 12 values or beliefs. And from what I remember, one of them is leadership, family, responsibility, and so forth. Once I had the list of these 10 to 12 values, I was asked to rate them where I am right now, from 0 to 10. Some were 8, some were 5, some were 2. And the good news is that you have so much that you can grow. So meaning to get to 8, you get 4 times you can grow. It's amazing. And here is simply rate them from 0 to 10. If you're 2, what can you make it to go to 4 to 6? If you're 6, what can you make it to go to 8, 9, maybe even 10? And what if you believe you're at 8 or 9 or even maybe 10, what can you maintain it so that it stays there? And so this is a very different way of approaching how to actually create your goals, because now you've got a baseline on how you think or how you believe in your values and how you operate, and it will supplement on actually what you want to do or what you want to live or what you believe in, because you've lived so many years, in my case 35 years, so I already have a strong belief system and the values that I have that been coming since my childhood. And so by doing it this way, you will empower yourself as opposed to saying, oh, I just want to buy more stuff because I would like to have a nice house and a nice car and whatever, as opposed to, I guess a good way of putting it is, imagine you can have all that simply because you would actually focus on the values that matter most, because those values will ultimately transfer all the value that you can create in this world. And it's a much better approach. So I was asked to list all my values from 10 to 12 values, rate them from 0 to 10, and then from there, do an assessment on starting to assign my goals for 2023. And so in these goals, you have 6 to 8 areas in your life. And those could be from family, from couple, if you're married, if you have a spouse, and then you have your health, and you have your mindset, or your mental, and then you have your career or professional career, and then you have your social, and then you have the spiritual side. The way you want to create these goals essentially is to grow your values your values or beliefs in your life to a higher scale. And this takes a bit of practice. But the goal is so much simpler than actually saying I want to buy a house, or I want to raise my income to 25%, or I want to get to the 100K yearly income. So it takes a little bit of practice. It really does. It takes time. You got to be patient. And it's a real skill. And here's some examples that I can probably give you that I've done for 2024. And one of them was basically check my financial balance on a monthly basis from the 1st of January to the 1st of December 2024. And what actually happens here is that by doing this, it puts in action my responsibility as a value. Because I want to be responsible as a person. It makes my responsibility value grow or be in action, because it's important for me that things in my side are organized so that there's a surprise, I can deal with it and I'm not going crazy out of my mind. Another example is on a health-wise would be to work out 135 times this year. That means basically 3 times a week. It's simple. And that would be 3 times a week this year. And what I actually focuses on my leadership value. And for me, leaders take care of their body. Leaders think, leaders keep their mind focused, and they stay fit. Once you've got 1, 2, minimum, I think 2 goals per area. So we're talking about between 6 to 8 areas. You should have from anything from 12 to 16. If you want to have 3 goals per area, that's possible as well. I think it's a bit overwhelming because you have to check in either weekly or monthly, saying how's it going? Am I keeping up with this? How is my progression? But again, it takes time. It takes practice. You should probably not overestimate what you can do in 1 year, because you think you can do so much, and then we're in June, middle of the year, and you feel like, wow, I've not done much. Okay, time to get the machine going, because it's not really this easy to accomplish all these goals. So it becomes really difficult to not overestimate what we can do in 1 year, and also becomes really difficult to not underestimate what we can actually do in 10 years. I don't know what in 10 years time we'll like to achieve. It's a big question, but we need to think about these things, because like that actually also you can create your 1 year goals if you actually create 10-year goals. Like in 10 years time, I want to do this. Wouldn't that be awesome to you can actually think about this as opposed to like thinking, oh, next tomorrow, what I need to do tomorrow, and you plan. You know, like look at companies like Toyota. Apparently they're planning for like 100 years. It's crazy. 100 years. I don't even know if I'll be here in 100 years. Maybe I will be, because of how the med tech is evolving. But hey, 100 years, who knows? So yeah, so that's probably one of the processes I would like to share with you today. Leave me a comment saying what has been your experience on creating those goals and actually following through. Because I want to know, I actually would like to understand how you've done so that maybe I can implement. So thanks once again for watching today. I hope you have an amazing year. I hope you are able to crush it, and I'll speak to you on the next video. Bye for now.